folks, JD here, and today we are looking at this. This is the Eachine Q20C, otherwise known as the flying frog. Well, you can see exactly why he's known as that. He looks exactly, it is in the shape of a frog. So we have 4 coreless motors here, sitting with a 3 blade assembly on the propellers, sitting on top of the motors. Now with the battery, this guy comes in at 80 grams. He gives you 6 minutes of flight after a 50-minute charge, but he does come with an FPV headset and a transmitter as well. Now there are a couple of limitations in this. I can't record FPV off this guy. There's no SD card in the goggles or on the quadcopter, so I'm going to have to come up with some inventive way of recording this. So with this, this guy requires quite a bit of setup. Now, including the goggles, you have to scan for the frequency of this particular quadcopter and make sure it's bound correctly to the transmitter as well. That took me about, I don't know, about 10 minutes last night. It didn't take that long, it was just a little bit of setup. So if you're hoping to just take it out of the package, charge it and take it out, that's not going to be the case. You do require a little bit of setup first. As we looked at most of the setup and in the unboxing and overview yesterday, I thought today we would just get straight on with the flight. If you do need to see the overview to have a little look how to set this guy up, then the link will just be above this now. Alright, so with that, let's take her up. Okay, so if you do want standard flight, the only button that you have to press down here is the bind button. That's just to bind the quadcopter to the transmitter. If you've already done that, then you should be fine just turning this guy on, turning this on and turning on the headset. And you should all find that everything links up without any issues. Now, if you do find you get issues, then obviously I would say refer to your manual and or try the bind button again. Have a little look and see what the LEDs are doing on the quadcopter. There are loads of different LEDs inside here, and they all have a different function, and they all give you a different little job there. So what I'm going to do quickly is just plug in this battery. Now there's no on button, so turn her back around as quickly as possible. Now, because today is so bright, I don't know if you can see, there are 2 flashing LEDs there and 1 flashing LED here. Now, as soon as you turn on the transmitter, and then you should find that you are bound. Turn on the headset as well. Now, the headset, the button on the side of the headset does take you a good 3 or 4 seconds before it comes on, but then what you should be finding is that when you have the headset on, that you have a picture that relays back a little bit like that. So now that we have that, we're going to have to calibrate the gyros, so bring both of these analog sticks down. The red LEDs will then flash for 3 times and then stop flashing. And then to unlock the motors, you have to bring down the left analog stick all the way down and then the right one over to the right. Now once you've done that, you will notice that the LEDs stop flashing on the quadcopter and they go solid red. When that has happened, you can then take off. But if you don't take off within 6 seconds, those lights start flashing again and you're going to have to unlock the motors and start from scratch. So with this, I've made sure that everything in front of me is all clear. Pre-flight checks are all done. All these propellers are on nice and solid. Because they are just push pins, you have got to make sure they're on nice and solid. I've attached the battery on the bottom. The battery is fully charged, no cables or by any propellers. So with that, I think we're ready. Let's finally take her up. Okay then, so first of all, I'm going to be doing a very short flight with these goggles on. This is going to be the first time that I've actually used goggles to take a quadcopter up and have the perspective of that particular quadcopter as well. So with that, I'm going to pop these down, I'm going to grab the transmitter, and then we're going to take her up. Let me just describe what I'm seeing for the second. Very good picture, extremely good picture actually. Okay, I got my little transmitter, so with that, let's take her up. Oh, this feels weird. Okay, so we're up at not a very high altitude. Let's push her out a little bit. Okay, now with her being out, let's turn her. Oh, that's a little bit strange, a little bit weird. Okay, oh, I like this. This is strangely captivating, and obviously as we have the perspective of the drone as well, that is... Oh, that video transmission is really good. We've only got a 3-inch screen inside these goggles, but it's working really well. Oh, I'm finding it a bit difficult to keep my balance.
This guy, oh, this guy is a little bit speedy. This guy is a little bit quick. Not very quick, mind you. It's probably one of the slowest FPV races that we've seen. But obviously, knowing that he has got other modes is a great. Oh, I like this guy. He's quite difficult to see, but he is a remarkable little turner. He is a remarkable little flyer as well, and he's so well balanced, as we've seen with other FPV racing copters, that as soon as you go to hover him, obviously because they don't have built-in altitude hold mode, as soon as you go to hover him, then he just hovers, and he hovers very, very well. And this guy, oh, I like him, I do. He's very silent as well. I thought he would be a screamer, but he's not. He is very, very quiet, and I really appreciate that. I've never seen the need of having, obviously at the start when I first started doing this 2.5 years ago, then motors weren't as technologically advanced as they are now, and I'm pretty sure a lot of cheap motors, that would be the reason why then that we had a lot of screaming motors. But this guy is okay. Turning ability is again very, very good. Swivels on 6 punts without any issues, able to pull off some quite quick turns as well, and as well as when you bank him left to right, he banks without any issues, and he moves off as well, and he comes back to you, and again he is just a very well balanced, seems like a very good copter. Now I know there were some issues with this in the first incarnation of this drone, but this drone has since been updated and it's gone from the standard 2 propeller down to a tri-propeller. I like him, I do, and I'm just gradually moving him, just slowly now, because we're getting close to the 6-minute time, and I don't want him to crash and land. I don't want him to crash because I want to use him again in the future. Oh, he's very nice though, and he's very, very well balanced, and I like him a lot, I really do. And that green, I thought as he was really quite small, that green was going to be quite a bit difficult to see, but it isn't. It's remarkable with the sun up, and that's it. We're out. That's the 6 minutes. We are done. All right.
Okay, so this guy, I like him. I really do. I like him a lot. I had a lot of reservations in taking this guy up, just simply because I'd seen a lot of bad press about him. But as this guy is the new updated version with the tri-propellers instead of just the 2 single propellers, and they've stopped the issue where the propellers just fly off. And obviously this can be seen. Now I like, he's very well balanced. Obviously the little battery underneath here is just held on by a little bit of Velcro that you get with the pack. Now, it's either that or elastic bands, and I didn't quite fancy my luck with elastic bands, but I do trust Velcro because I use that quite a lot in what I do anyway. And this little camera on the front is really good. You get a hell of a lot of perspective from it when you are up, and the quality's clear, and the goggles pick up range without any issue whatsoever. I think you have a 100-meter range on those goggles anyway. The Eachine VR006, if anybody wants to check them out, they're pretty good. Now, what I did have to do is turn up both the antennas before I took this guy out, just to ensure we can get the best possible range from this guy. And one thing has happened in flight, and that is that I'm going to need some new propellers, because when the battery died, as you can see, I wasn't high, I was quite low, but one of the propellers has bent. And it's bent really quite badly, and I don't want to take him back up with that propeller bent. And do you know what? Just for purpose, I can't see exactly which one that is. But it was one of the front ones, anyway, which is bent slightly, ever so much. Oh no, there it is. It's this one here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get another spare propeller set and put it on this guy. And if you are going to get this guy as well, I recommend pick up some spare propellers from him as well, because you're probably going to need him. So what about the transmitter? Now, what I've done with the transmitters, I've kept everything as standard as when it came from the factory. All I did was, when I first got the quadcopter, click bind, just to bind the quadcopter to the transmitter. You're only going to click that once, and then from that point just calibrate the motors and then unlock the motors, as you see here with the left analog stick down and the other analog stick to the right. And then what you find is you actually find that it works without any issue. Now you can change your modes if you want to, from angle to horizon and or to manual, these 3 here. But to be honest, I didn't. I just left them exactly as it was. I just wanted to see how it would fly as factory standard. Now, as it goes for the goggles as well, what I had to do with this guy was obviously put on this little antenna, and then just ensure that the strap was on and that it was properly kitted out to my head size. And then from there, I found this worked really well. It didn't get as hot as I was expecting, because I have used some VR goggles in the past, and they normally get quite warm, and there's normally a little fan. I couldn't hear a fan inside here, but there is plenty of aeration holes down at the bottom and on the sides as well. All in all, I thought this was a very, very good headset. I didn't have any transmission issues, no breakdown, and I didn't take her out too far, don't get me wrong, but in the little area that I am flying in, I didn't have any issues at all, and they're very comfy on your face too. All in all, I'm very taken with this guy and his accessories. Now we've got to find out what else those VR goggles work on. So until next time, my friends, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.